Minnesota medical marijuana becomes legal on July 1st.
But there are still several questions surrounding it, and one has to do with employers who require new hires to undergo a drug test. Fox 9's Ted Haller joins us. So, Ted, can workers actually be denied employment?
Almost always not, Amy, but there are exceptions. Generally, Minnesota's medical marijuana law, while restrictive, is very friendly to employees. Because our medical marijuana law's effect on the workplace is, as one lawyer told us,
this is just clear as mud.
Let's start with something pretty basic. Minnesota's Medical Marijuana Act really does one big thing. It keeps people out of jail by making medical marijuana use for certain medical reasons no longer a crime. But crime and getting a job are two different beasts. So let's move to drug testing.
Certainly under Minnesota's law, any drug policy that blanketly prohibits testing positive for marijuana or blanketly uses that as a basis for termination will need to be readdressed.
Employment attorney Lori Jurek says businesses in most states allowing medical marijuana can still refuse to hire employees legally taking marijuana. But Minnesota's law is different. Our law prohibits employers from refusing to hire or firing anyone legally using medical marijuana. For the most part, there are exceptions when doing so would violate a federal law or regulation.
They could have certain contracts, whether it's with the government or other entities that have provisions that require a drug-free workplace.
This is where, as the attorney says,
it's all gray.
That's because there's the Federal Drug-Free Workplace Act that prohibits the presence of drugs for federal contractors and grant recipients. There's the Federal American with Disabilities Act that does not require employees to allow marijuana, period. A similar state Human Rights Act. Throw in OSHA safety regulations, Minnesota's lawful consumable products law. It gets
complicated. The first step at this point for employers would be to take a look at their workplace drug policies, their drug testing policies.
Now, the big complicating factor remains that marijuana is not legal under federal law. Now, what is clear is you cannot ever use marijuana at work or ever be impaired by marijuana at work. No gray area there. Amy?
All right.